everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Getting Down to Business. I'm Ashley Curtis, Assistant Program Director for the Bishop Center for Ethical Leadership.
And I'm Jill Brown, Academic and Career Advisor with the Mooma College of Business. And this is the start of Season 4. Super stoked because we have released over 30 episodes. If you haven't tuned in, maybe this is your first, go back. Surely there's an episode for you. We've covered anything and everything from wellness to finance to management, marketing, all of it. So take a listen. And we have a new segment for Season 4, and it's called Bulls Buzz. And that is what's new, what's up, what's happening. I'm going to use Season 4 kickoff as my new news. Ashley, what do you have?
Yeah, so this week my Bulls Buzz is we've got lots of career fairs and networking events coming up in the next couple of weeks and the first week of February, second week of February. So be sure to look out for those events. You can find them on Bulls Connect, Handshake, and Mooma undergraduate programs.
Yeah, we've got a lot happening, so definitely tune in.
Now, so excited to introduce our two guests. Today we have with us Camielle and Erica from the library. So I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourselves.
All right, so my name is Camielle Crampsie, and I am a marketing outreach librarian here. I also liaise to psychology, health sciences, criminology, and political science. I've been here for 17 years. I started as a student, never quite left, and now I've been a librarian here for 10 years.
Did you know you were going to?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I
was
just
not
wondering.
part of the plan.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Well, and I'm a newbie, so I've been here for almost 2 years. My name is Erica Lovelette. I am the assistant to the dean, and I kind of make sure the library building stays intact, and everyone gets what they need whenever they need it. And like I said, I'm new, but I have 2 USF grads. Both my son and daughter are grads, so go Bulls.
Seems like we're bleeding green today pretty heavily. All right. Awesome. Also new with Season 4, we have a game we're going to play, 5 seconds to basically answer the question. So we're going to tag team this. All right. We're going to ask you all a question, then you can ask us a question. All right. Here we go. Ashley, wait.
You want me to flip it?
You do the timer.
All right.
We got ready? Well, here we go.
After you.
Name 3 activities in physical education.
Jogging, running,
Stretching, basketball.
Basketball. All right, we'll give you stretching. I'm not sure.
Hey, stretching counts. You got to listen to your body.
As a sport. Here, wait. We got to give the timer. Pass the timer. Pass the wand.
There you go.
Okay. Give us something easy.
Don't let them see.
If our producer might jump in to help us if we're that. Okay. Here we go.
Ready?
Go.
Wait for the question.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
Hold on. Give us our 5 seconds.
Name 3 things you might find in a basement.
Ooh, washer
Exercise
dryer.
equipment. Yoga mat.
I mean, you
we
gave
got
us
it.
stretching. We'll give you yoga mat.
It is an exercise equipment.
And a
Yes,
washer
that's
dryer.
washer
Yes,
dryer.
of course. I was going dark, like murder scene. I don't know. No.
Not that we really have basements in Florida, but
I feel flushed.
It's very stressful.
All right. That was awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's get down to business and talk about the library. In a sense, we wanted to ask you what's your Bulls Buzz, but I feel like the library, there's plenty happening. So whoever wants to take the lead on that, what's new?
Well, I'll go ahead and start. And so what we have is all the new renovation just happened in the library. So as you can see, we have all brand new study rooms, first come, first serve. We still have the other study rooms that students could check out. With that said, we have a new maker space where we have all our student technology center. We could go technology, VR, all that stuff. We'll get into more details later. We also have our ADA compliance room is downstairs on the first floor as well, just over in that new area. We have more outlets and power for students to use, tabletop so they can just plug it in. They love that.
Yeah.
And then we have all that new furniture, which is really cool, just kind of lounging. We have some of those spun chairs where you can get on and sit on and you just spin around.
Those are Jill's favorite.
No, I don't like that. I felt like I was going to fall. That was scary to me. But yeah, if students have not been in the library for a bit, maybe just wander in. It's shocking. It's beautiful when you walk around.
Yeah.
I mean.
And then we have the gallery The gallery is all in there. We've already had like a Dali exhibit in there, which was awesome. I think they're talking about possibly getting another one. And so we right now we have student art up there. It's fantastic. With the new renovated space, we're using a lot of community groups coming in. As you could tell today, we have Pinellas County Schools. We're doing a lot of community partnership with them. They're down there today. We do have some more construction coming up. We do have, if some of you have complained about our HVAC, don't worry, that's getting fixed starting on the 5th. So that'll be better. But we're also going to be doing phase 2, which is the hardening of the front doors with security measures. Okay. So they're going to be changed that. We're adding an extra emergency door. We're going to add turnstiles. Basically, nice. We're just going to update so that we're in the beginning process of getting all that stuff done with the architect right now. But that's where we are with that.
Erica, you started to talk about the glass doors, which is a part of that first phase of the renovation. Can you tell us, so for those study spaces, who can utilize those spaces? Are reservations required? What does that process look like?
So those new study rooms on the first floor, there's one large one that needs to be checked out, but that is now anybody could come and reserve that, whether it's students or departments. If they want to have meetings in there, it can hold up to 10 to 12 people.
That's what I was going to ask because it looked larger.
Yep,
than the
and that one gets reserved. But all the other new glass study rooms are first come, first serve for anybody that comes and visits.
And so just online at the library website, or
they just walk in
the front desk.
Yeah. So the first floor ones down there, the glass ones, that's you just walk into. No reservations.
Nope. Okay.
We do still have ones on the back walls on the first, second, and third floor that are reserved online on the library website. And you just have to make sure you're on the right campus website because you don't want to reserve a room on the Tampa library. But those ones,
make sense.
So they're a little bit different.
Okay. Perfect. So there's rooms then on each floor.
Yes.
That's the library. Beautiful.
Yes. So if those first come, first serve rooms get filled up very quickly. So if you're planning ahead, you're able to reserve those rooms up to 2 weeks in advance. So if you know you have a final or a test, anything that you have coming up, reserve it ahead of time so you can guarantee you have one of those spots.
Great. I can see why they're filled because they're really nice.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. All right. So we kind of want to know, and for students, what would you say, each of you, if you want to give us your answer, but like best hands down resources that students should capitalize on?
Librarians.
Wait, did you hear that?
Say it again.
Librarians.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're probably the most underutilized resource here at the library. I don't think people realize that we're here like to help them. I mean, we help with, if someone has a research topic, like we can help you figure out what your topic is.
Where to start.
Narrow it down, where to start looking.
Right.
You have like, okay, you have to write this paper on something, but there's so many, just figuring out where to hone, that kind of thing is what we do, whether it's figuring out search terms, rethinking your topic, because maybe you're not finding what you want. How do you reassess? A lot of critical thinking kind of goes into that. Sometimes, honestly, we're just a sounding board, but that's a necessary thing. And sometimes it's helping you even just break down what the assignment is. Because sometimes that's hard.
Maybe that's changed. I mean, too, students have been kind of on their own post-COVID. Everybody's got to do things on their own. They're just Googling, looking things up online, utilizing resources again electronically. And we've stepped away from that face-to-face interaction. So,
right. And and we're very flexible. Like you can come in, you can stop in anytime during the day. You can meet with us virtual. We meet over Teams. We have a service on our website, Ask a Librarian. You can just chat if you have a quick question.
Nice. Okay.
So there's lots of ways that we can meet with you.
Fantastic. I think that's important. What's your favorite?
My favorite, and I think a lot of students don't know about this, are the textbooks on reserve.
Okay.
So
I talk about that. Save some money, right?
Save some money. Yeah. So some of the professors ask for certain books. We make sure we have those books. You come in, you're able to check them out for up to 3 hours. And so before even buying any books, I suggest they go ahead and check to see if we have that available. It'll save them a good chunk. But we also have a new scanner, so I'm just going to plug that right now. We have a new high-tech scanner in front of the librarian's office, and any book. So you can only keep it for 3 hours, but you can go and scan anything you want. It's this great scanner, and you can just email it to yourself or wherever you want, and that way you have the electronic. But I feel like that's a resource that students don't always know much about, and I think it's a very important resource.
And again, do they check online to see what textbooks are on reserve?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't find it, just come in and
Just
ask, and we'll look and see. Yeah. And a lot of times, but students don't always know too, is it doesn't hurt. Like if we don't have one,
You could always check.
check
faculty.
with us and ask the faculty, hey,
Yeah.
could you put your book on reserve at the library? And most of the time they're willing to do that.
Great.
I love that. It's great. So I've been seeing a lot. There's a lot of workshops happening through the library. Can you talk to us about what kinds of workshops you offer? And then if somebody was interested in partnering with you all to offer a workshop, what that process would look like?
So we have our workshops for researcher series, and it's fully virtual.
I think I got an email today.
Yes. Every Monday.
Or Monday.
So we have, and they're all virtual. They're all live. We do not record them, which I know is a downer for some people. But it's to help
You want people in.
have people actually feel free to talk about what they need to, ask their questions, because that's what it's there for. And there's all kinds of different topics. We have a lot on citation management. This semester, we have a whole series of AI stuff. We have a lot of like data analysis tools, SPSS, GitHub, R, statistical programs, lots of stuff like that. So there's all kinds of topic, researcher profiles, all kinds of things. And it changes all the time. And if there are topics that we're not covering that students or faculty or whoever wants to see, I mean, just tell us and we'll figure out a way to make that happen. So it's they're taught by librarians, they're taught by other faculty, other just experts in those things. So that's our workshops for researchers.
I love that. And those are valuable resources because like we were talking before we started today's episode, you know, our students are writing papers all the time. And I think that's one of the things where we see just needs the most work is learning how to properly cite something and being able to like know that rather than using like an online tool. Not that the online tools are not helpful, but it's so much more powerful if you actually know what the process.
Agreed.
And we do, I will say our citation management stuff is a tool, but we always tell them, you know, this is here to save you time and keep you organized is the whole point of these. But you have to know the stuff because they're not perfect. So like the way they import stuff in, you have to go back and double check them. But they will ultimately keep you organized and save you so much time.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. My other question is about whoever would like to jump in on this one, but technology. At USF, we have so many software systems that students have to familiarize themselves with. Banner, Oasis, Canvas, DegreeWorks. It's so much. And we get that question a lot of times, like help with technology or, you know, making sure your computer can handle this. But there's a resource here in the library, correct?
There is. So Student Technology Center, you'll meet Miss Summer Natali. She's fantastic.
A student, correct?
No, she's actually an employee. But
okay. She used to be.
Has fun like a student.
Okay.
So and she does have a lot of student workers. So they are fantastic for resource support in technology fields. So they help with 3D printing. Sometimes you need one for a class or for we had some students come to her about some projects that they wanted done and they wanted a 3D printed image. And each student gets a certain amount of filament that they can use so they can just ask for what it is.
We're talking about
Steve Diazio actually just had his class.
Just had a class in there.
Wow.
Yeah. And they did a little field trip and she's open for that. She loves that kind of collaborating, you know, that kind of stuff. So that would be fantastic. But she also, it's not so much like helping with the program themselves, but the downloading and installing of programs. So before getting any programs, check with her to see if they have any. She did give us a few that they use. They have Microsoft Suite, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Adobe Suite, SPSS, ArcGIS, and Autodesk. So all of these can be a free resource for them technology-wise.
Yeah, there's the USF IT website has tons of the programs to download. So sometimes it's figuring all that out, getting them downloaded. So she's able to help with that kind of stuff.
We'll tell our business students they're going to need the SPSS. The Microsoft Suite is wonderful to have and be able to access free.
Plus, you can go and play with VR goggles and circuits. And she does have workshops from Monday through Friday with different highlights on different things. So
I think I saw it right when I walk in, right?
Yep.
On the right.
On the right
right by the elevators.
Again, please come visit the library. Yes.
we're talking a bit earlier about research. Can you expand on what research tools students can utilize and how they can find them?
Well, librarians, we're a tool. So we do, like I said, walk-ins, make an appointment, a consultation, whatever. I've already talked a little about the citation management tools. Those are so helpful. So helpful. So we have 3 that we support here at the library: Zotero, EndNote, and Mendeley. So if you are doing a lot of research, I would definitely suggest one of those. It helps you stay organized. Like everything gets saved in one spot. It's on the cloud. Like, doesn't matter where you are, you can find it.
Nice.
If you have to, use a new citation style you've never used, all of a sudden it'll do it automatically for you. So you don't necessarily have to super learn it. Just maybe check your work.
Citations.
We also have research guides online. So those are things kind of like little websites that we've created. And we've compiled like the most used types of resources all in one place. So we have some that are subject specific. So like we have, a business guide, a finance guide, an economics guide, all different kinds of stuff for different specific topics. We also have guides that are been created and customized for actually a course. So we've worked a lot of times with the professors and they have assignments. And we're like, okay, what kinds of resources do you need for them to use for this assignment? And we've put those on
that. Yeah.
so they can go right on there.
Okay.
And a lot of the times they are linked in the Canvas courses.
Okay.
So a lot of times they don't even have to search them out. Sometimes they do, but they're on the website and it's not hard to find. But if, ask a librarian if you can't find it.
Or if they just want to dig in and go a little deeper with something.
Yeah. So, and it's using the library databases for finding, your articles and stuff is a lot better of an option than like Google Scholar because they're guaranteed to be peer reviewed, which is like the requirement for every assignment. But we also have things highlighted like, websites to go to for data and statistics and things like that to help support stuff and build your story and stuff. And a lot more faculty ask for that kind of stuff.
So as a follow-up to that, I think a lot of questions that I get sometimes from students is being able to discern which database to use. Do you have any recommendation that can be helpful in that process?
So those research guides.
Those research guides
that's where they've compiled like the most used like databases for that particular field.
Okay.
So they're mostly a lot of like specific types of databases. So like if there's, marketing databases, like they're right there listed already.
Amazing.
So they don't have to go and be like, I don't know where to start. We've already compiled it. It's all in a list. And they'll even have like, they'll start specific and then they'll have broader ones and stuff, but it's all right there on those research guides.
That's fantastic. So use your resource time.
I feel like the library resources and just the evolutions, I don't want to date myself, but, it's so different. And I just don't know if students realize the ease, but also what is available and to utilize it. You're paying for it with your tuition and fees. And the library hours are late, so students can come and go, pretty much all day into the night.
Or Monday through Thursday till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And just after 6 p.m., you have to use your USF-ID to swipe in for security.
So, okay.
Yeah. And then we do have, if they can't find anything at the library, whether it's a book or an article or whatever, we have a couple services you borrow and in our library loan. So you borrow if you have a book that you can't find that you need. It's a service that gets it from any of the Florida colleges and universities.
Okay.
Really easy to renew and that kind of thing. Interlibrary loan also gets material from outside, but not necessarily just Florida. It could be another state or something. And that one's great for articles because we don't have it always. You might find like the citation in the database, but we don't have access like to the PDF or the full text. But interlibrary loan, put your request in and it just emails you the PDF usually within a day. So even if we don't have access per se here, like you can still get access to so many things out there. You never ever have to pay for an article.
That's incredible. That's great.
We already touched on this a little bit, and we mentioned the event happening today downstairs. But is there anything else maybe if you want to talk about workshops, programs that the library is going to maybe host soon? I know it's too much, right?
So
or just go online, look to see, but flyers are around campus. Anything you might want to focus on that students should be aware of?
Well, we're having the internship symposium.
That's right.
Here in Poynter Corner.
Okay.
A couple weeks. February 8th. We are having a hot chocolate bar on February 12th.
Put that in my calendar.
Kind of going with the Valentine's theme, the cold weather. It's also Love Data Week, so we'll have some things around the library for students to interact with that. We do a Place Matters SP series where we partner with Preserve the Bird. We have one coming up at the end of February on the 28th called Underground History. It's a documentary screening and a panel talk. And it's some of the people on the panel talk are a couple faculty, Dr. John Arthur and Dr. Tom Halleck. So that should be really interesting. And our other one is in the end of March on the 27th, and it's going to be talking about the Williams House Restoration Project.
Okay.
So those are fun.
Yeah, it's nice to, even if you're here at school, but you live elsewhere, to learn about the culture that you're immersed in right now at USF, but specifically here sometimes in the St. Pete region, and history that we continue to discover by USF researchers, USF historians, USF students, anthropology students digging things. We're in the news. It's exciting. And finding out our history now.
Yes.
And so cool.
And we have lots of other things. April, we have National Library Week. And every year we do a read poster.
Now that's going to be a big party. I'm just
students come in.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Like book of choice, and I'll take a picture, and you'll pick a background, and we'll make a little photo.
Actually, I remember seeing that, and that's another way to share your passion, right?
Yeah.
What's exciting to you? Share a story with somebody else so they get to see.
Yeah. And we have our faculty lightning talks in April, so it's fun to find out what kind of research our faculty are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do such amazing things. So they get like 5 minutes to talk about it. And several of them, it's just really cool to see what they're doing because they're teaching it, but they're also doing it.
And what a great way to connect with your faculty. Don't forget, you're going to need faculty recommendations for scholarships. Mm-hmm. Find out what they're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate too, or you can work together. You could do a research project together. And faculty aren't shy to talk about that.
We promote a lot of undergraduate research. So a lot of times students get involved with their faculty doing research projects, and we can support with that. We're actually hosting an undergraduate research symposium here later this year. So
it's not as hard as it seems sometimes.
It's great. And it'll help you get into grad school if that's a goal, or even experience for getting a career going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that looks great on a resume. Mm-hmm. And again, for recommendations, getting to know your faculty.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have therapy dogs, which you guys now have therapy dogs. So we bring therapy dogs beginning of the semester and exam week. And
we're doing therapy dogs around the School of Business and Finance on campus out in the lawn, March.
Yep.
We have our date. So midterms. We're going to relieve your stress one way or another, but that's library and School of Business and Finance.
Yeah. And of course, we also have our fun Chillville area.
Oh, yeah.
So we have, the puzzles, the games, the coloring, Legos, massage chair. We do pop-up events there all the time. We've already done friendship bracelets, make your own journals, zines, collaging, design your own buttons, all kinds of different stuff there.
I'm like, so the dust has cleared at the library. Come in.
Yes.
There is something, if you just need a place to hang out, this seems to be it. And I feel like maybe
there's something for everyone.
Yes.
Whether you're researching, you're into the 3D printer, the VR,
right?
Which is really cool.
Games.
I don't know if you've ever had one of those headsets.
I have.
But it's like, it's a whole experience.
Ran into several things. They're like, no, you need a domain and map your little space, right?
And we have a spot for everyone. Like if you just need a quiet space to get away, we have that.
That's what
if you need a place
on
to
campus
and be around other people, get a community forum, hang out, study with each other. Even if you're working on different stuff, just being together.
Yes.
Like we have that space.
Which is important because if you're living with other people and you don't have the right study environment at home, like you got to make sure that you're finding some place that will be conducive to helping you to study.
And I tell students that are taking courses online, still come in and utilize our resources in the library, any campus resource you have access, and set that time up for studying, that you're not driving to campus and parking and sitting in a classroom. you still need that dedicated time. So,
And for a lot of our commuters, like this is a place to just in between classes, like whether you live here or not, if you don't want to go back to your your room, if you just need a different space, sometimes you need a change of scenery.
Yeah, I can't study at
all. So we have one last question for you all. So one of our focuses is on leadership, and the question that we had for you, which is more personal, is as you look back and think on your career, has there been a resource, a book, an article, or anything that you have found helpful,
a mentor,
in your
personal journey,
leadership growth?
Oh,
That's
well, I mean, I guess for me, it was the librarians. I obviously didn't plan to become a librarian. I was a psychology major. But just getting to know them and finding out just the breadth of things that happen at libraries and beyond just, research and study, like that, I think opened my eyes to a lot more possibilities. And it made me realize, like, I love being able to do research, but I also kind of love the idea of being able to teach other people that too.
Yeah.
So I get the best of both worlds.
Right.
But I didn't know that without getting to know the librarians here and what they do.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Erica?
And I would have to say, for me, I'm just thinking back undergrad years and just finding that one person that you could go talk to, not even just a librarian, but that would be a good person too, but someone that just, sometimes when you're just stuck and need someone to talk to, it's always helpful if it's somebody that works at the university, but really it's anybody that you can spot that might be able to just kind of give you that, or you're just feeling down and you're feeling like you can't do it, to somebody that's going to help build you up and have you move forward.
And Erica's become this person. She, over Christmas break, she ran into someone.
Cheerleader, right?
Right here. Come to me.
She ran into someone at Target and got talking about how they were struggling with college and stuff. And then she calls me, who can they come talk to at the library?
Nice.
All while she's at Target.
Nice.
That's amazing.
And it really is just not so much an advocate, but somebody that's going to be your cheerleader and help you get through it, no matter where you are in education or really life.
The job never ends.
Never
right?
ends.
When you're at US.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, and the library's so welcoming. Everywhere on campus is so welcoming.
Yeah. Like, again, that's very different than the olden days.
Agreed.
I'm just saying. Agreed. So I'm hoping the students are catching this from your voices, from the audio podcast, but also on the video. They get to see you and they can make connections. So when they walk in the door, they'll see your faces. So,
well, that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in, everyone, to another episode of Getting Down to Business, and special shout out to our folks at Innovative Ed.